Okay, we're gonna get this meeting started, and if we'll start around and tell everybody who we are so we know who we are. First, I'm Sally McCutcheon. I've been here 44 years, so I'm fixing to leave, but.
Kat Pierre, resident of Aransas Pass for 40 years, and my children go to Aransas Pass High School and Charlie Marshall.
Awesome.
Socorro Montemayor, full co-coordinator with food service for 3 years. Been here 22 years.
Sherwin Hamacher, my kids go to school here, way too many of them everywhere. And, yeah, we've only been here since 2012, so not as long as the rest of y'all. So,
Wayne been an assistant superintendent in district 20 years.
Cindy Mann, food service co-coordinator. I've been with the district 24 years and been in this position 3. I've been in the food service about 15. Started off as Bob next to Sally as a secretary.
Connie Campos, I'm the Marshall nurse, been here 24 years.
Naomi Gonzalez, I'm the Falk nurse, and I think I've been here about 5 years.
Okay, you have the minutes here. We just need to approve those. If there's any corrections. I have one correction, if nobody else has any corrections. We did discuss and agree on the dates of the next 3 meetings. So that needs to be reflected in the minutes. Is it there? Oh, it's right there. Is that
It's just for the today.
Yeah, so we just need to say the meeting day, and I don't have my calendar with me.
they were 2 weeks from today, then 2 weeks from that day.
I can go get my purse. I left it
From today, so the 12th will be the next meeting, 2 weeks?
It's every 2 weeks.
It's every 2 weeks.
Okay, so
The-
April 12th.
April 12th.
And then the 26th.
April 12th and 26th. So, yeah,
4/12/26.
right, let's say meeting dates, because that's gonna be on the line.
Yeah, I know, I'm just writing it for me, I know what
You're
it
gonna-
is.
You don't have to retype it because we just correct, but if you want to, you can.
Oh,
See, when you have minutes, if you just correct, you just put on there corrected and you put the corrections.
I would have wrote it either if I knew.
I know. It's
I thought it was for myself, so I got it now.
No, yeah, you don't type the whole minutes over, you just add the corrections dated and sign that you corrected them. So if there are there any other corrections? Then they'll stand approved as read with corrections, okay. Okay, then, the next thing I want to welcome y'all. The board did approve everybody at Monday night's board meeting, which I knew they would because they always do.
Darn it.
We only submit good people, so that's what I told them. We got good parents this time. We've always had good parents, but some of them have different agendas that doesn't quite jive with us. But with the SHAC, as y'all know, we discussed last time, the SHAC committee is it's required that a parent be chair or co-chair or both. So
I've got a mother on hospice that I take care of 24/7.
so you don't want to do
so
the
I
presidency.
can't do that.
Okay, Sherman.
I guess I win, right?
That's it, Sherman.
So would you be willing to take it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, anybody else? Any other nominations or anything? And all those in favor of him being president, say aye. Aye, raise your hand or whatever. Okay. So we'll need a vice president and a secretary. So if we want to kind of wait till see if some more people show up next time. And we'll have to I didn't send out another notice like I did before, but Mr. Bennett said we would put it on the invite,
Yeah, do it as a Google invite.
and then they can
send
know
a
our
reminder.
calendar, and then
Put it on the
that'll
calendar,
help them do that, so. So I would say we'd wait till we see if we get some more people before we do any more, but at least we do have a president. And so you'll be working with Mr. Bennett, and since I won't be here. So. Okay, all right, Cindy has brought the beginning. This is not the official by any means. She's working on every 3 years, the food services has to have their wellness thing approved, and so that's a copy of that. So you can take it home and read it and study it. If you have any questions, you can come back next time with it. We're not gonna act on it because it's just the beginning step of it. And so, but we will be discussing it more, and we'll have to make some recommendation next time because she has to have it.
This year is the year we have to approve it, right?
Well,
By
year
June
three.
30th.
By June the 30th, I have to have the assessment online. I have to, and I brought it, but I didn't print it for you because it's 30 pages.
Right.
Which I want to do it online. It's a WellSat, and we have to do an assessment to see where we're at, what we need to change or do. But I printed it for myself. I'm like, I'll just do it online, you know. And I don't want to print it all out for
Sure,
everybody.
yeah.
But this is what I have to do. I have to answer all these questions, and it has to be done by June 30th. And, you know, Sally explained with the SHAC committee, what y'all do here. And to be in all honesty, it is a learning experience for myself as well. Trying to, with our former director, she always did it, so I didn't even attend the meeting, so I wasn't sure. I just didn't know, so what she was doing. But anyway, as I'm talking to our ESCs from, our food specialist from ESC and one of the directors from Rockford who used to do nothing but the wellness policy, they both gave me some information just to be short and sweet with y'all because there's still a lot more to do. And basically is the SHAC committee, you know, we have to do a wellness plan and make some goals, and that falls on y'all as a committee. And I went ahead and gave y'all samples of the goals and stuff, but there's stuff that food service does that we have to do, but y'all have to come up with goals, and here's just a sample. So, but I shorten it because there's a whole lot more to do, and there's a whole lot of ideas, and I didn't want to overwhelm y'all because a lot of those ideas we don't implement, you know, I mean, they're just idea suggestions. I don't want you to feel like we have to do all this, but the responsibility does fall on the SHAC committee to make the goals and the objectives and how we're gonna meet those steps and what are we gonna do. And normally, like, you know, what Sally has mentioned to me, what Suzanne from ESC and Valerie said, she goes, Cindy, she said, you present it to them, they have to come up with everything. But I'm the kind of person like, I gotta get my feet wet. If I can't tell you what to do if I don't know what I'm doing or what you're doing, so I told
It's
them.
be a learning process for all of you.
It's a learning process, and she said, yes, there are some food service directors that do kind of jump in and help them, guide them how to meet their goals or what to make their goals are. And I said, I probably will because I don't like being out of the loop of something, and then I can't tell you what to do if I don't know what I'm doing. So it's going to be a learning process for all of us. But just in short of that, I'm doing the online wellness assessment by June 30th. That then needs to be posted online in the district webpage. Of course, SHAC needs to make revisions to a new wellness plan and goals, which I gave you all the sample form
Hey, get in here, boy.
for next year. It says goals and action steps are to be reviewed annually as goals may change. They don't have to change. Whatever y'all said in, you know, this is what we want to see the campus do, the district committee, you know, they may change, but they don't have to change. You know, it's just saying, you know, so that's why we have to review it every year. And tomorrow, Sakota and I are gonna be at the ESC for a workshop. It's Wellness Plan Fundamentals. Kathy London is from TASB, and that's Texas Association of School Board.
Yep.
And she is like the guru on all of this. So I don't know her, never met her, and tomorrow we'll be attending that class, and there's gonna be a lot more information we'll learn, and then we'll bring it back to y'all. You know, we have to take our, laptops, iPads, whatever, because we're gonna have to get online, and so it's gonna be a step-by-step process learning, and then bring it back to y'all, and, then we'll come back with more information, but like, hi, I'm Cindy Mann, sorry, and, Shane here. But anyway, if you're just kind of just like, this is the wellness plan, and, one of those I put on their physical activity. The whole district does physical activity because they have PE and they have sports, so you just kind of look at how we can implement that, how, what will they do, and that's part of the curriculum is PE, so just as an example, what we do, food service, we do the fresh fruit and vegetable program, which we're currently doing, and twice a week, Marsh Elementary passes out fruit towards the end of the day. Something different for the kids to try. And so it's just things like that what are we implementing as a food nutrition educational promotion, and we're promoting new fruits and vegetables to students to try. We don't serve them on the serving line, but we send them at the end of the day so the kids can try it and see kiwi, mango, stuff,
Jicama.
yeah, jicama, and we send it with ranch or tahini. So the kids can kind of like try it. You may not eat it at home. We don't serve in a certain line, but what if you try just something new? So those are just ideas, suggestions that we come up with. So, but there's a whole lot you can learn, and I can learn. But I just try to just give you the short version of it. What can we just do to promote healthy, health and physical for the students, and then of course there's my mind drew a blank. How we can't sell sodas or anything. There's the fundraiser. They can only do 6 fundraisers a year or 6 non-compliance days. Like like Marshall. I always use Marshall as an example because they're always so good with the kids. But they have one day like they have a snack fundraiser. So she sends me I give her a form, she fills it out, she said, can we have this as an exemption day, and it's a free-for-all for the kids, and it's a fundraiser for us, and I sign off on it, Ms. Cook signs off on it, and then we approve it.
And the SHAC actually approves that as part of their process.
You approve the fundraiser,
Those 6 days that are.
the 6 days,
they approve that.
you approve that, and then you approve the form, and then we have, the principals have to send it to us when they plan to do something. And high school is the one we just kind of have to stay on top of because they have so many clubs and so many organizations and like this is not your day for the fundraiser. You can't be selling during lunchtime and stuff like that. So, but and all of this is just because of Texas law. It's Texas Department of Agriculture law and USDA. So it's a big eye opener.
So the concession stands don't fall under.
Those are after school.
Yeah, they're after school.
Okay.
But during the school day, that if you want an exemption day, like at Marshall, Ms. Picarazzi will email me, I send her the form, and I'll just remind her, okay, just remember you can't sell during the serving time. Whenever we're serving students, they have to shut down their snack line or fundraiser line, whatever they call it, their store.
The store.
And then they
Exactly.
open it back up after the last serving line comes through, so.
Got it. So that's probably when the vending machines left the high school is when all that.
Yeah, and vending machines at high school, they only have them in the.
He said that's when they left.
Oh,
when all these
yeah.
new laws came in.
Oh, yes, yeah, they said left off and like. Wait.
You have those hidden.
I know. It's unfortunate, because we all grew up on that, in school, and it was no big deal, and so when I started in this Department of Food Service, that's when all that came in, no vending machines, no frying the products, and all that was done away with, so it's been a big eye opener.
And what about like getting the refrigerated vending machines, like with healthier options that have, bananas, yogurt?
They can do a smart snack vending machine, but they have to follow the criteria and make sure it meets the grain components and the sugar, the sodium, and a lot of let me give Falk an example. They have, the trolley, the
Yeah,
trolley
little
day.
snack trolley.
And Belinda will order from Socorro the baked Cheetos, the baked brownies, and just smart. It's called Smart Snack because they have all the healthy requirements that you can sell.
Yeah.
Low sodium, no sugar, whole grain. The kids don't know it because it tastes good, but it's
Even the ice cream is low fat and they don't know.
they think it's the real Blue Bunny. But
I didn't know that.
even when and Bluebell, they thought it is from Bluebell. And she said they totally modified the recipe.
Big chips or baked chips.
Yeah, so, yeah, so.
But nothing at the high school for them?
At the high school, they don't have vending, smart snack vending machine. They do have, we do sell smart snacks during lunch and they have, what are the drinks they have?
Use the IV and what is the other one? Some different kind of juices.
Liquid
The
IV.
whole fruit.
It's like a G2, Gatorade, but they're all, low sodium,
No sugar.
no sugar. And they have the brownies, they're green, they're made of green, they're chocolate brownie, but they're good. They have baked chips, we have cookies, they're whole grain cookies, chocolate, M&Ms, all different kinds, you know.
Yeah, because my wife, she's on the band booster, and that's what's one of her things is could they put vending machines with the healthy snacks back in that cubby for the booster clubs?
Yeah, they'd have to meet the smart snack requirements and then those, if it's smart snacks, they can be turned on, but if they weren't, they'd have to be turned off during certain times of the day.
Right.
So they just pulled them out altogether because principals and administrators get busy and they forget to turn off the machine and then the kids run with their buying stuff, so we're not in compliance.
Right, but if they're smart snacks, they can keep them running.
Right, and Socorro would have a list and she would have to do the calculation.
Calculation to make
Yeah,
sure.
there's a calculation, we have to do a formula, and if it doesn't meet it, you can't serve it. Cause some schools like to go to Sam's, it's like, well, if it's, doesn't meet the requirements, you can't sell it, you can't buy it, you know, so. You know, it's a lot of, in order for the school to get their, I guess say food service get the reimbursement, we have to follow compliance. You know, and food service is a separate entity from the school, you know. We get our own money and all the money we get from serving a reimbursable meal to a student, that turns around and buys the more food, more everything, pays our equipment, whatever, anything in the kitchen comes back from serving a student. So that's why we always wanna make sure we're on top of making sure that student gets what they're supposed to be receiving, since it's federal money that we're being paid back. You know, so that's why that's why we're sticklers, you know, on the serving line about certain things, you know. Just, I don't want our money taken away. We gotta feed the kids, you know, so, but like I say, tomorrow I'll be at the ESC and, I'll come back with what I can hopefully explain back, explain to y'all, but as Sally mentioned at the last meeting, the SHAC committee is the committee that comes up with the wellness plans and the objectives and the goals and everything, but I'll be here to, help with that just as well, because we gotta learn how to do it, know what to do. Okay, so, what you think?
So we have 2 more meetings.
But I need to talk to Suzanne. I'm gonna ask the lady tomorrow if what we have right now, do we have to have do we have to have the wellness plan? We're just gonna evaluate it. Does it need to be changed? If it doesn't need to be changed, then all you need to do is just make sure it's being implemented. So I need to ask her, do we have to have it done by the June 30th, the wellness plan, as far as changing it, or what we have, is it okay to leave through next year and just make sure we're still implementing it and it goes online, that this is what we're doing, so that's what I'll find out tomorrow for sure, because I don't know if we can get it all done in 2 meetings,
I know.
you know.
Well, we won't.
So that's why giving you the sample, it just kind of gives you an idea.
Do we know, is there a requirement that it changes every 3 years? Or can it just be relooked at and?
It can be really like that, but like it says, every year you do have to look at it to see if there's any goals that need to be changed, because something may be different, you
Right.
know.
If the Department of Agriculture come out with some new guidelines or something, we'd have to
We need
edit
to
to meet it, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that.
Other than that, it can stay the same.
Everything is by law and guidelines, and so when
Yeah.
they change, then we have to change, but if they don't have any change,
Right.
we can look at it, and if you see something that you think, hey, could we try this, or whatever.
So it's not coming up with a whole new wellness program
Right,
every time.
no.
We're just,
No, oh, no.
And one thing I can honestly say is I've gone back and looked for everywhere I could look for. I know we have a policy online. I know we have the wellness. I know we have the food and beverage. I know, child nutrition. I cannot find the goals that were made out back when and now. I cannot find out that SHAC committee, what were their goals then? I can't find
Did you
them.
contact her?
No, but she left me everything and I just don't, I have her, I even have her memory stick and everything and I don't know if she gave, did it and gave, if she gave it to whoever was in charge of SHAC committee, but it's nowhere saved on her sticks, it's not saved in her folders, wellness, smart snacks, nowhere, what the goals were to meet, what, I know it's online, but what did they do to say this, we're gonna do this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
No,
they've
where can I
changed
find
the SHAC requirements because we never wrote policy or did what you're saying that we're supposed to be doing now. It's your department does it when we look at it and then if we want to change things. But the way they have it worded that SHAC's supposed to do so much, but you've got to have a big SHAC to do everything they want us
Right,
to do.
exactly.
You can't have
So we
200
don't
people.
have any goals to go off of?
I can't find
So
it.
pretty much we have
No.
to make up all the new goals?
Right, and honestly, this actually is about a 25-page goal, but I modified it, or let's just do one goal for wellness, for physical activity. Let's just do one goal, and that would, don't do 6 goals that you want physical activity
Is
for
that
the
what
whole
you gave
district.
them here?
Yes. So,
How many do we need?
just one,
Oh, just one.
but the
Oh.
samples give you 6, and I didn't wanna print all that on you, I
Okay,
think you have to
okay.
come up with 6
I
goals.
thought we had to come up with like a lot of goals.
6 goals for one physical activity.
Okay.
That's like, and I was talking to students, I go, that's a lot of goals for them that they have to do.
And you'll know more after tomorrow to get
Yes.
this,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it'll clarify that some, but I
Yeah.
can't see having 6. You don't even do that for a curriculum for a whole
Right, right.
campus improvement plan, any of those things, you don't, because if they're in there, you're supposed to try to reach them and follow them.
Right.
So it's gotta be reasonable, so I can't see having
Right,
25.
that's why I don't want,
30
that's why I mean, delete all this, because I don't want you to think, oh my God, we gotta come up with 6 goals for one activity, for one thing that we wanna implement, so.
And the goals apply to the whole district or for each school?
Usually for the whole district. And that was another question I have for them tomorrow. Could we do the fresh fruit and vegetable program? But we're only doing it at one campus. We're not doing it for the whole district, but we can if we needed to on the food service side, not on, so, but the reason I would say physical activity is in policy online already. The reason I would stick with that, because it's something that all the schools do, they have to implement it, they have it in the curriculum, right? And so it's basically, that's, we can invite one PE coach or even, I'm having a brain slip, the athletic director.
Taylor.
And he can just say, okay, this is what we do already. Okay, well then, we're meeting our goals and who's, what resources do we need? Students and the planning by the teachers and, what's the success? Well, students are getting activity, daily physical activity, so. How will you implement it? Teachers or coaches or PE teachers daily have a structure for the students to do, jump rope, whatever, so.
And we're not limited to just the people that are in this room. If y'all have people that you think would like to be on the SHAC, we used to have like 25 people on the SHAC. By law, you only have to have 5, but you can't do much with 5. And, they want you to have like a teacher, a clergyman, an officer, community member, so you can reflect what the community and the parents want for the kids.
And do we have them contact you or like give you the name and you contact them or?
If you do it soon. Yeah, you can call me. because it helps if you have more people to work and do this. So we had 10 and y'all were working before, but then we had 3 others here and Sherman, but now, you know, but I mean, I know how it is. I mean, things happen, you have kids, you've got to take care of stuff, but that's why it's nice when you have a big group, so maybe at least 10 will show up, you know. So that's something that y'all need to work on next year, and if you know anybody this year, and everybody has to be approved by the board because we are an advisory to the board. So they're who we relay our stuff to. So.
There's 4 meetings, like 2, it'd be 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring. So it's not like a meeting every
If you need
week.
to have more, you can, but you're required to have 4.
Yeah, so those next 2 that we just wrote down, and that's it for the year.
We try to do it. We're just trying to regroup because we've been off a little bit. And we wanted to get it before May gets so busy. So let's just do it 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So that's what we've done. But next year y'all can space them out, you know, during the year. And
What would make a person not be eligible to be on this committee? Like age range, does that matter?
no, they even suggest, I mean, even a student, they, you know, is on the list of people to come on. But we just want people that care about kids and love kids and or want to help. And we don't, it's hard to say until you get them in here what they're really like, you know, because one session we just didn't get anywhere because they came in with an agenda and they wanted to change everything, and you can't change everything, you know. And they were grandparents, and you know, so I'm a grandparent, so I understand. but so you know, you have to make sure their heart's the right place, and that they love kids and they want to do what's right by the kids and be as objective as they can when they look at things. So there's really no requirement.
And how often do y'all see it where we've come together as a committee, we've put out our goals, or we've tried to make an effort of maybe some type of change, but then get shut down a lot? I mean, how different is our group from the board? Like, is there a clash? I mean,
Well,
is this a
do-
political thing?
No, what we do is make a recommendation. I will say, when it's approved by the SHAC, we're them. I mean, we're them, so they usually go do it what we require. It's not a battle, if that's what you want to know. Because I don't put up
I
with
just
that
don't
kind
want
of
to be
stuff.
part of anything
No, I don't either.
political, or my voice just doesn't
Yeah.
ever count.
Yeah.
We're always gonna get shut down because we've been part of that.
We'll be making decisions, things based on
But it's gonna be
that, what's
based on law.
outlined in the SHAC for the most part. There won't be any like big, you know,
Changes
earth moving changes. There's some approval of different things. Like right now I'm looking at some of the dating violence training or something like that. We may look at that. And
The what?
dating violence or
Oh.
bullying or any of that stuff. We can still, we can talk about some of those things, but see, even those, there's already policy and discipline things in place. So we wouldn't be changing any of that. We'd just be, making our voice or y'all's voice or our voice as a SHAC heard, things like that. But most of it's lined out already. As far as we'll have some input into it. Department of Agriculture is making some decisions we can't do anything about. We just may make some decisions on how we go about implementing their guidance. So, but we can make recommendations to the board. And every year we will give a report on.
In May, we have to give a report of the 4 meetings we've had and if we did anything or what we did.
And then the board takes it to the state when they have their annual meeting.
No,
So
That's
we're
in
proud
local
of the
policy.
recommendations we approve just from what the
well,
board
the board
decided.
will approve it if they want
It's
us.
just local. This is
Local
our.
policy.
Local.
And how do we get the updates from the government? Who gets that?
It depends on if it is updates or what we have to go over. Most time it's gonna be a lot of things through the food service,
Yeah.
Do parents have access to our policy book online?
Yeah, it's under board policy online.
Policy
Any,
online.
and they're usually mentioned in this paperwork. It'll say which board or which
Yeah.
board policy that it applies to or applies to it. And you can go look that up and read all the, just like the SHAC committee, you can go look in the board policy and it tells you every bit about it. This, like SHAC is the School Health Advisory Committee, and it's, which group, Texas?
Dishes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Texas Health and Human Services, Texas Department of State Health Services
Yeah.
put it out. So they govern that. So there's a lot of governance already out there. We just got to make sure that we're in compliance, that we're following what they put out there.
This is the agenda in the packet, and this
From
is-
last week.
This is,
Oh, I got that from last week. You emailed it to me and I printed it.
okay, did I give you this too?
I don't have that.
Because this is the policy book. We didn't print it, and the group decided not to print it because everybody can download it themselves. That's the way to download it. But it's about that thick, and it tells you everything you want to know about SHAC.
And how do we know if the policies are being implemented or being followed? Like, who monitors that? Is that part of us or no?
That would be, that would be part of the things that we
You would have a
oversee.
concern as a parent, you don't think that's being followed, and would request that they do a monitoring of it to see if it's working or not, or if they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Sorry, I missed last meeting.
No,
so
no,
I'm just like, okay, what's going on?
no, we love questions, we love it, we love it.
I think that's.
But that's the whole part of it, is getting the community involved and taking part in it and taking the concern about these different things. So then when we do present them, as a parent, you want to see, like you said, your voice is heard and see that these things are going on in these schools. That's why we want you to be on committees like this.
To give an example to your question, how do you make sure, like if you look at this on page 206, the objective, I put for child nutrition, we're gonna add up to 5 healthy main entrees to choose from. It used to be we only had 2. One time we only had 1. We had 2, so they can choose a hamburger or they can choose the enchiladas. Now we give them up to 5 at the secondary level, which is high school and middle school. They have up to 5 entrees to choose from to give them more variety to eat more healthier meals. So at the elementary, we give them up to 3 to choose from, okay? And then if you look at the objective, like what are your action steps? Well, we want to add up to 5 main entrees. Who's your stakeholders? Us, food service staff, teachers, and how are they? Because we want them to post the menus in the classrooms or send them home at the elementary school. So go to post online in our, under the Panther Cafe. What resources are needed? Well, we plan and we prepare it in the child nutrition staff, and which and also principals announce it in the morning announcements, and they announce when the students come in at Blunt Middle School, they go in the cafeteria, they sit down. Ms. Ward or Mr. King will announce, well, today line A has this, line B has that. So we're just continuously promoting like that. I say physical activity. Well, how are they promoting it? Well, the PE teacher says, this is what we're doing today, jumping jacks, running, and we use Jake Forrest as an example.
Yeah,
You know.
but he stops at a certain age group, so
Yeah.
that's like what is high school doing, so yeah.
Well, junior high and high school, they also have, the PE teachers also have a curriculum they have to follow. They have to, students go running, we go to Blunt Middle School sometimes to pick up lunch, and you'll see the boys or the girls running from Blunt Middle School to the Panther track field and middle of the day. Because then they have to go back and then they're all in their gym clothes. So they're implementing a curriculum and they're sending them out there running. So they are doing something healthy exercise. So as long as it's here, and that's why you want to do something that's across the board, which is physical wellness is across the board for everybody, eating healthy. So, you don't want to put too much out there because then you're going to have to make sure you monitor everything. And so 3 goals is good, So, and that would be hard to do because that means you expect however many teachers we have in this whole district to do that. And some of that's not even in their department,
Any other questions? Write them down next time. Yeah, we love questions. So we don't really have anything else to discuss today, other than to get our president voted in and get our, start on this wellness program, so. But like you said, if you have somebody in mind you think would like to be on the SHAC that could come. Yeah, yeah. And we'll put out when they start school again, they'll do another push to get parents involved and maybe at that time bring in some community people. But we had to get something going and in place right now, so I appreciate y'all coming. So, y'all, I'm sorry, I did not work today, so I'm not as prepared as I would have been if I'd been here all day, but I was just thinking that list that I gave the board. The members that are on the SHAC are Kaylee Liska, y'all know her. Is that Coach?
I think that's Coach Liska's wife.
Coach, yeah.
What's her name?
Kaleigh Liska. I've got that list, and if you.
Yeah, cause I didn't get it I came in late in the meeting, so I don't know.
I mean, I didn't give it out, but I mean, I have what I presented to the board.
Yeah, I'll give you a copy of that.
Yeah, it's in the board book. And then Julissa Yardley, and she just had a baby, so she's got her hands full right now, but she did allow us to vote her in. And then we have Kat and Shane Pierre, and they're here, and Sherman Almacher, and then Tanya Cooper, Lori Davila, Lenore Flores Lucas, or Lenore Lucas, I'm not sure.
It's Flores.
Flores, because I guess she has a Lucas.
Her son's last name is Lucas.
Okay. And then Corey De Los Santos, she was here last year and she said she was coming today, so something must have come up. And those three are from Blunt. And then April Patterson and Suzanne Shawn from Marshall, but Suzanne has now got a job, so I don't think she's gonna be coming. And
Did you hear from April?
I'm sorry?
Did you hear from April that she wasn't coming this week, or?
Corey said she was coming, and I thought it was April that said she was coming.
She's got baseball going on probably
Oh,
right now, so
probably,
she
probably
forgot.
so. My other sheet is missing, but, trying to think, there was two more, I don't remember.
But does it have to be a parent?
No. No, no, I don't think that, what I gave you has that on there. But if you look it up in that book, it'll tell you who all can sit on the SHAC. And it lists, it says a student, and they're definitely not, hopefully, a parent. And it says clergyman, and, you know, it doesn't specify beyond that, just, you know, so you look in that book and you can see what type of people they like to be on. They want a well-rounded of the community, and that, so everything's reflected. It's just not two.
This would be like a great thing for like seniors to get on for their volunteer hours for their applications.
So, okay, well, our next meeting then is in 2 weeks. And Mr. President, you get with Mr. Bennett, and y'all get your agenda settled up. And if you need some help, I'll help you.
Hey Wayne, you got that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to wean y'all in so I can wean out. So, I didn't bring any refreshments this time because nobody had any, but if y'all want refreshments, we can always have a little something like cookies and drinks, but, so y'all have to let us know if y'all think y'all will be thirsty when you come. We'll certainly have something, but I piled it all over there last time and nobody had anything, so I thought, well, I'm not gonna do that again. Cause I ate it.
Because Wayne was hiding behind him.
Yeah.
Make you pile it in the middle of the table.
Yeah, so. Well, anyways, we're very thankful and grateful y'all got to come today, and we're glad Sherman was back with us, and thanks Cindy for her nice report and education on the responsibilities. It's a lot more than what the SHAC used to be. So, yeah, but you're gonna have to work to get more people on the SHAC because it is very hard for just a couple of people to do all this kind of stuff that you're supposed to do.
It's like any type
Right.
Any more
Yeah.
volunteers?
Yeah, yeah, I don't want volunteers, so. Okay, so are we good?